It all started from the very beginning of the series, when our starter base is nothing but a plain old forest hills. On the very first episode, we claimed this hill and built the starter base house. And as time went on, we made more buildings, decorations, new friends, and many more. We have come a long way. At long last, we have finally finished the project. If you have been on this journey with me since the very beginning, huge, massive thank you for your support and your persistence for willing to give me and my channel a chance. But if you're new here, I welcome you, for we are ending this chapter on the starter base and begin a new chapter for this series. For EXODIA. Now that we've finished building the starter base, let's begin this episode by having a tour around everywhere that we have been built in this episode. Let's start by riding this minecart into the forest of the deep dark over there. So my envision for this area is I want people to be able to just envision the sceneries out here as soon as you exit the forest, and then voila, this is the scenery that you will encounter the first thing on site. From here on, for the duration of this episode, I'll basically explain every details and things that I have built in the starter bases. So if you guys are not interested in any of those explanations, you guys don't really have to watch this part of the sections. But if you guys are curious about my presentations on everything that I built on this, then feel free to stick around for as I will explain as much as possible about my thoughts on building the starter base. And I think the first thing that really came to mind is how I originally want to have my starter base look like at the front of this hill right over here. Many episodes ago, I think it's probably about episode 3 or 4, that I discussed with you guys that I want to do some more building on the side of the hills. And for the longest time, there's not much stuff to really look around on the front side of the hills over here. It's mostly just plain on hills with nothing and just a nether from the bottom part, and then that's about it. But yeah, have that said, now that we compare the starter base, you can now see how I envision the front of the hills is gonna look like. Alongside with the spiky hills over here, these are supposed to be like a exterior decoration of the terrain in itself, and I think generally it fits really well for the appearance of the hill itself as well. That aside though, we also have a lot of the trees and the forests, those greeneries that bring the scenery all time really, really nice here. And overall, I am really liking how this looks. This pathway I designed over here is specifically for horse transportation, so that it's easier for us to use the horses to navigate around places around here. And as you can see, although we also have the terrains over here, we also have a cross pathway over here. We have one that goes to the bottom side of the hills and one that goes on the top side of the hill. So let us go to the bottom side of the hill first and demonstrate everything that we built from down here first. So in the last episode, I mentioned to you guys that this building here is supposed to be a smeltery where all of the irons and ore has been smelted and then converted into some sort of weapon and armor. This is where you're gonna craft your weapons and armor, and then there will be displays on the shops right over here where you can sell your armor and other stuff as well. But other than that, well, there's also a trimming feature which we display on the next building right over here. This is more so like a clothing shop that you see in real life. And I know for this building over here, there is some lack of details in the exteriors of the building. And that is intentional because my intention for this is I do not want to have the exteriors be way too detailed and kind of attract your attention from your views. Instead, I want to keep it simple, but rather your attention will be focused on the clothing on the inside that is displayed on the stand over here. So that every time when you pass by this area, you'll be like, oh look, new clothes, let me just get in here and see what kind of clothes are there I want to wear for today. And you know, with some good combination, you can actually dress up with some really good customization. Look at me, I'm well dressed up. Maybe we should do this starting from the next episode where we'll be dressing ourselves some custom armor trims. How about that, huh? And so walking through this walkway, we also have this giant terrain over here, and then there's a sakura bridge over here, which suggested by one of my viewers, and they have a really good idea and I decided to implement that into the area over here. And yeah, it looks really nice and I really like how it looks. And I know although the pink color might be way too stand out among the other things, and I think it's kind of good. It's on the side of the hill, so it's probably not too that jarring. And yeah, overall I think it really looks nice. It really looks appealing, so we're just gonna leave it at that. Look, and the leaves just casually just floating like that. It looks really lovely. Over here we got a sniffer sanctuary. You guys already seen this in the last episode if you guys haven't seen that yet. This is the sniffer sanctuaries, and yeah, they're doing just fine over here. They're still living happily and ever, sniffing away, giving me a lot of really good plants they've been gathering ever since then I built all this stuff. Now, I'm sure this is just me geeking out about this, but take a look at this view over here. Now, for me, I really personally like this view over here, and I know not a lot of you guys can really relate to me, but let me make the demonstrations to you guys. Imagine you're looking at this view over here. Now imagine looking at this view over here. Do you see any difference? Well, probably not, because you guys probably won't see the things that I would normally see in Minecraft, and that is sense of depth and scale. Whenever I see trees like this just out in the open like this, scattered around the places and so close to each other, a little bit claustrophobic, but it's just about the right tone. It really gives a really nice ambience to the scenery compared to when you're just looking out in the open like this. There's not really much that you can really look at. But yeah, when it comes to just entering in the forest like this, where some of your view got obstructed by trees like this. It's like when you go hiking in the mountain full of forest and there are tall trees like this, just kind of blocking out the sunlight. This is one of the things that I like about Minecraft, is that you can really customize how you want your scenery to look like. And although it is really annoying to customize tree, it's actually worth it. I actually really like this a lot, and I definitely would want to do this much more in the future. But that's enough geeking about some trees for now. We are coming here with the field over here. This is just a decorative field, just looks good over here. But yeah, you can also give another stories that I've been doing some farming over here, and gathering some weeds and food sources, and then yeah, that's just some normal scenery decorative builds over there. Along with this is a greenhouse, as you guys have seen this already 2 episodes ago, and yeah, it looks really nice. There's not much that I need to add in on the details over here. And then we got the minecart station, some more forests. And let's not forget, we also now have a waterfall that actually flow all the way down to the ocean itself. If we take a look in this perspective now, you can see there is now a river that flow like a pretty S shape into the big old oceans, and it looks really nice. It makes it looks like everything here are connected into one, and it looks amazing. Now I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys may have noticed by now that there is a big building right in front of me over here. Now this is actually not a building nor a house. This is supposed to be a landmark. For the longest time, I've been thinking for the past few episodes what I want to put in this spot over here. I was wondering whether it should be a building, something functionable, and after a long while of thinking, I just couldn't really think of anything reasonable to build in that location until a moment where I realized that it doesn't really have to be anything functional. It can be just a landmark. And so I caught on the idea, and I just did some designing, and then here you go. This is going to be the landmark of the starter base in this area over here. And why is it a landmark? Well, first of all, it is practically the most detailed building I ever did. It almost looks like something that you could classify as like a beat-up build, if you guys get what I mean. But the reason why it's also a landmark is because this view, you can put this building over here, you can practically see from almost every part of the area over here, every part of the angles. You can see it from here. You can even see it from the backside over here as well. And as you walk across this cherry blossom bridge, you can also see the building on the horizon as well. So yeah, everywhere you go, this building, this landmark over here is gonna capture your attention the most. So yeah, I think overall, this place really comes along really nicely. It took me about 2 weeks to build everything that you see here in this time lapse. So I really hope that you guys enjoy whatever the amount of effort that I've put into this episode over here. And so finally, once again, I can really say this, that after a long time of playing in this EXODIA series, after playing in the starter base, building and constantly improving the bases, we can finally say that the starter base is now finished. We are ending the chapter of living in the starter base and start new project from the future of the EXODIA. If you guys have enjoyed this series so far and enjoyed the completion of starter base, I really hope that you could consider giving me a chance to give you guys more opportunity to be able to give you guys more enjoyable content in the foreseeable future. I spent about for a long time now. I spent about 2 weeks in this episode just constantly building and grinding non-stop, hoping for giving you guys the best content ever and trying to give you guys the best quality of the builds, as you can see right over here. And yeah, in the process of building this, I also did get myself sick, and yeah, and even so that I still willing to put my time to keep building and keep grinding on until it is finished, and so that I can upload this video for you guys. So if you guys have noticed that my voice it sounds a little bit different, that's because I am feeling a little bit ill. So yeah, I have to keep this video short for you guys, but I hope in any case whatsoever. We are now in episode 21 of EXODIA, and given that I have been doing in YouTube content creation for quite a while now, I generally don't really expect any miracles to happen in my YouTube channels. All I really hope for is someday in the future that my efforts in doing this will become a reality, and everybody will start to be able to recognize my efforts, so to say, and yeah, hopefully that in doing so that I will be able to keep doing this with your support, and yeah, with your words, your encouragement, I will be able to keep doing this for a much longer time, because I'm willing to keep doing this EXODIA series for you guys. But yeah, if you guys personally think that I'm the kind of person that worth giving some time to, you guys can definitely let me know down in the comment section below with your feedback and critics. But yeah, have that say, I hope you guys all enjoy your time. I definitely need to go rest my voice now. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode at the start of a new project in the Zodiac. See ya!